Look at this map. Look at these two territories. It's Italy and France. Suppose that I give you the coordinates of France. Here it is 1000 and 5000, means 1000 for x and 5000 for y. And the coordinates of Italy, 2077 and 4000. The first for x and the second for y. Can you find the distance between these two territories? If you don't know, watch that video till the end. Hey guys, how are you doing? Are you feeling good? I hope so. We're gonna talk today about Pythagoras Theorem. Pythagoras was an ancient Greek. He was a philosopher and a mathematician. He discovered a theorem. This theorem related to the acute angle triangle? No. So the obtuse angle triangle? No. So the right angle triangle? Yes. So this theorem we are applying only on the right angle triangle. Don't forget. And you know the longest side is called hypotenuse? And the other two sides are called legs. So leg and leg. But before starting in the theorem, let me ask you some questions related to the squares. If I give you here 5 centimeters, the side length of the square, can you find the area? Excellent, it's going to be 25 centimeters squared. Why? Because the area of any square equals side power 2, or side times itself. Okay, and here if I give you, for example, 49 centimeters squared, the area of the square, can you find the side length? It's going to be what? So I'm asking here to find the side. How can you find it? Great, it's going to be 7 centimeters. How come? You know that the square root of the area equals the side. So if you want to find any side, just press square root of the area to get the answer. So it's going to be what? Square root of 49 equals 7 centimeters. And now let's talk about the theorem, Pythagoras Theorem. So we have your right angle triangle. Suppose that this side is 3 centimeters. And I draw a square on this side. So its area is going to be what? Excellent, is going to be 9 centimeters squared. And this side was 4 centimeters. And I draw another square on the other side. So its area is going to be? Great, it's going to be 16 centimeters squared. And the hypotenuse was 5 centimeters, for example. Can you find the area of this square? Great, it's going to be 25 centimeters squared. Now, do you notice something here? Can you add any two areas to find the third? Which two areas are you going to add to get the third area? The third square. Excellent. When you add this area and this area, you're going to find this area. So 16 plus 9 equals 25, the third area. So that's what Pythagoras discovered. But how can we solve questions on this theorem? Just I'm going to ask you to find any side of these three sides. For example, in this triangle XYZ is a right angle triangle at Y, and he gives you XY and YZ. Can you find XZ? It's going to be what? Firstly, you're going to write XZ equals, look, in just one step, you're going to press here a square root, 7 power 2 plus 9 power 2 equals 11.4 centimeters. So if you want to find any hypotenuse, just you're gonna put here the square root, the first leg, power 2, plus the second leg, power 2. This is a leg, this is the other leg. Another question, find AC. Find the diagonal here, which is AC. Focus only on this triangle, for example. You have here two sides, 12 and 5. These are legs, because the longest side is the hypotenuse. So how can you find any hypotenuse in any right angle triangle? Yes, great, square root. The first number, 12 power 2, plus the second number, which is 5 power 2, equals 13 centimeter. Great. Another question. Here, I don't ask you to find the hypotenuse. So, if I ask you to find any hypotenuse, so you need to do what? Leg square plus leg square, all of these under the square root to get it in just one step. So how can you find the leg? If I ask you to find any leg, what are you going to do here? Great. You're going to put the hypotenuse first, power 2, minus the given leg, power 2, to get it. So the difference between finding the hypotenuse and finding a leg, that you're going to add here, and here you're going to subtract. Here, do you need to find a leg or hypotenuse? It's not the longest side, so it's going to be a leg. So if you want to find AB, we're going to perform the same steps exactly, but I'm going to write here what? The biggest number, power 2, minus 24 power 2. Do you know why we put minus? Yes, great, because we are finding what here? Leg. So equals 7 centimeter. Now we're going to study the converse of Pythagoras Theorem. I'm going to ask you a question. If I give you 3 sides, and I asked you, can you form a right angle triangle using these 3 sides? How can you get it? Look at this. For example, I'm going to join 11 and 8 together and close the shape using 10. Look, it seems a acute angle triangle. So, how can I solve like these questions without drawing? I'm going to calculate it to get the answer. Firstly, you're going to circle the smallest 2 numbers, 48 and 64, and use the same thing of getting the hypotenuse. Square root of 48 power 2 plus 64 power 2 equals what? If you got the same number, which is the third one, so the triangle is going to be right angle triangle. If you're going to find something else, so it's not right angle triangle. So it's going to be 80 centimeter. So you got the same number here. So triangle ABC is right angle triangle. Okay. The last point in this lesson, how can I find the distance between 2 points? Suppose that I give you here 2 points, A and B, and the coordinates of A is 2 and 3, and the coordinates of B is 7 and 5. How can you find the distance between them? Distance, suppose it's D. So you know any coordinates consist of X and Y. So here X and Y. But for example, this point 1, so I'm going to write here 1, and I'm going to write here 2. So the formula of getting the distance is square root of x1 minus x2 power 2 and y1 minus y2 power 2, and you're going to add these squares. Now let's apply to get the distance. So x1 is what? Don't forget the square root. x1 is 2, right here 2, minus x2, which is here 7, all of it power 2, plus y1, which is 3, minus y2, which is 5 to the power of 2, equals, write it on the calculator, the answer is going to be 5.4 centimeter. So the question here was find the distance between Italy and France. So I'm going to apply the previous formula, which is D equals square root of x1 minus x2 all to the power of 2 plus y1 minus y2 to the power of 2. So D equals, suppose this x1, this y1, x2, y2. It's going to be 1000, the first x, minus the second x, minus 2077, all of it to the power of 2, plus y1, which is 5,000, minus y2, which is 4,000, all to the power of 2 equals finally about 1470 kilometer. Thank you for watching.